Hello everyone, welcome back to another AP for Teens episode. You're watching the AP US Government and Politics series. Today we're talking about separation of powers, and as you can see, we're not corrupt. That's just some words that I put down that I assume the American government is totally not corrupt at all, depending on your perspective. Anyway, in the last video that we produced, we talked about the different types of federalism. We talked about grants and how they impact federalism, advantages and disadvantages of the whole federalism thing, and as usual, click right there for the link for that video, the annotation box right over there. If you haven't seen the previous video or any other videos, go ahead and click on that link. It'll send you back to the previous video. In today's episode, as we break the glass, we're going to talk about the three branches of government, and you probably know what those three are, but just in case you don't, that's what this is about. And checks and balances. This is more of a review of topics that you might have learned in the past, but it's always good to have a nice review of topics over time. So let's get started. This is going to be a rather quick video actually, so compared to all the previous videos. So split them up. Charles de Montesquieu, he was a French philosopher who had the idea of separating powers to the forefront of the framers' minds. Thought of the three branches of government: the legislative branch, which makes the laws, the executive branch, which enforces the laws, and the judicial branch, which interprets the laws. That's the actual definition, so to speak, of each of the different branches. As you can tell, in the United States, the legislative branches are Congress with the House of Representatives and Senate, executive branch is the President, and the judicial branch are the courts. And at the national level, it's the Supreme Court. Checks and balances. What are checks and balances? It's basically federal judges and officers, ambassadors. This is an example of one. Federal judges, officers, ambassadors. Presidents get to choose them, but the Senate must approve them. So, despite the fact that one person gets to choose the option, other people have a say in the matter. So, for example, if you're watching this in beginning of 2016, right now Supreme Court Justice has just passed away. I believe is Justice Scalia, I think is how you say his name, and now there's a huge debate over how the president's going to be able to choose another person, with the Senate being in a different party. Right now the president's Barack Obama, and the Senate in specifically is, well, the Congress in general, but the Senate is mainly Republicans. So the people that the president wants to promote to the Supreme Court, the Senate isn't going to necessarily approve of, so there's a big check and balance issue there. In treaty negotiation, the president, they have to make the treaties, but 2/3 of the Senate has to approve of the treaty before it takes effect. Otherwise, it's not official treaty. So legislation, right here, I'm just going to explain a quick little chart as it slowly goes down. So Congress is going to make a law, all right, and the president can either sign or veto that law. Now, if the president vetoes the law, Congress is going to vote again. If Congress votes again and does not get a 2/3 majority, or if it does get a 2/3 majority, because that's what you need to override the president, the bill either fails or the bill passes. If the president signed, the bill becomes law anyway. The courts can always overturn the law if it's unconstitutional. So right there, it's a quick little chart that I made, color-coded and everything, just to explain how laws and legislation works and how the checks and balance system really works in our society. And despite the fact that I feel like we just started, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching this episode of AP for Teens. As always, subscribe, leave a comment, or like in the sections below. And I will see you next time on another episode of AP for Teens. Thank you very much, and take care.